guys. So today I am going to be attempting to cut chunky layers in my hair at home, and I'll explain to you what the hell's going on here in a second. But first I want to let you know that I've already gone through and done this one time, kind of removing just a little bit of hair just to kind of see how it was going to fall and what it looked like, and I liked it, but I wanted a little shorter. So I'm going in and I'm doing it a second time with you guys right here. Okay, so the tools that you want to have handy if you're going to take this at home: a comb, a brush, a pair of scissors that are made for hair, preferably ones that aren't worn down, and a nice little added thing to have are these little teethy thinning tools. Okay, so I did two ponytails, as you can see here. I have one that starts kind of at the top of my ears and it goes to the crown of my head, and I have another one that's up high in the back. The reason being, so there's a thing going around, first of all, let me start, on TikTok, where it has girls pulling all of their hair to the front and cutting it from the front, okay? And this is going to give you something that is similar to a wolf cut. So think about a shag that has really short layers on the top, almost a little mullet-esque. And that is because the short layers are up here because that's where the ponytail is. So that's where the shortest hair is gonna be, which is great if that's what you want. But I want to have some short, full layers in the front, but I also want them in the back. So I want, if I had this hair coming all the way forward and I cut down here, you would see that barely any of this, if any of it, would get cut at all, right? And I don't want that. I want this part to have layers too, hence the two ponytails. Hey ladies, hey! So, based on where you put your ponytails is where you're going to have your shortest layers, okay? What I'm using for a fancy measuring tool to figure out where my layers are gonna fall is a brush. So I just found something that was like the length of what I want, and I decided, okay, this sounds good. I kind of want it to end like right here. So I'm gonna use this to kind of measure, and that's where I'm gonna cut, okay? So I love cutting my own hair too, Janice. I don't know why, I think some girls, we just kind of grow up doing it. So for us, it's natural, but for other girls, they're just terrified of it. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I'm one of those people that kind of ignores my birthday. So, fun fact, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. So we never celebrated birthdays. And now that like my husband and my kids want to celebrate it, it still feels weird to me. I mean, I love celebrating other people's birthdays, but I just have a weird thing about celebrating my own. So I just kind of go about my day, and like this is my fun thing for today. Okay, so I'm gonna start. What you wanna make sure is you don't have any bumps or anything. You have a nice even ponytail and super nice and tight, because we don't want this wiggling around as we're cutting. And I am just gonna go in, brush it out to kind of where I want it. And I'm gonna go right across and take off. Now again, I said this is my second time through, so I'm not taking much off the front, okay? Straight line right across the front. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm going to point my scissors up, and I'm gonna go in and texturize this about an inch or so up. This is to ensure that we don't get any harsh lines when we have it laying flat. I also have those fun scissors that I'm gonna go in at the end after I've styled my hair and I blow dry it. I'm gonna kind of see if there's any heavy pieces. So if there's any areas that are heavy, I can go in and like lighten them up with those scissors. So there we have that. Okay, so the front is done. And now I'm gonna go take the back. Now to do the back, this is a little interesting, and I'm sorry for this crazy look, but I'm gonna have to take this dude and put him out of my way, because I will end up cutting him or doing something with him. So we're gonna put him to the side. I'm gonna pull this up, and I'm gonna scooch myself down so you guys can see what I'm doing. And we're gonna pull this straight up. I do have some length. Now, the one thing, because of how much I'm taking off here, there's gonna be hair in the back of my neck, like the lowest, like this hair right here, that might not be trimmed. So the back of my hair is gonna end up having kind of a U-shaped pattern. Now, if I don't want that, at the end, what I can do is just part my hair in half, bring the sides around and do a straight cut, just taking like an inch off those ends, and that will remove the arch in the back that this is gonna form, okay? So let me point you guys up. We're gonna pull this up and kind of, again, make sure it's nice and straight. You can also go in if you want and use another tie to kind of show, like, make sure you mark that line. And then right here, it's really kind of hard to do this without having it in front of my face. I can't even tell if I'm got my hair. I'm gonna go in. Shove it. I really want to bring this down so I can actually see what I'm doing. It would be much easier. So when you do the ponytail thing with one, do you just put it in the front? Or do you take the ponytail and like put it in the middle? So the reason why I'm doing two is because of how I want the layers to be. If you do one ponytail, there's going to be an area where it's going to have like really, really long layers, or you're not going to even touch that hair. Like it's not going to be cut at all. Now I'm just going to go in. Let's face this forward. I'm going to go in and texturize this. Do you know what I mean? If I pulled a ponytail all the way to the front, my back hair would not be like touched at all. And use a heavy hand when you're doing this, like really get in there. Remember, it's only hair, it will grow back. I find when I go to the salon, they never do it chunky enough for me. I always feel like they're not daring enough, and I always end up coming home and cutting my hair anyway, so this time around I figured I might as well. Yeah, you'll get some layers in the back too, depending on how long your hair. You have long hair, so really long hair, you're gonna get layers in the back. My hair's not nearly as long as yours is, so some of that hair is just not going to show off layers. Okay, so we got that good. And now let's take it off and see what we got. Between the two cuts, I would say I probably took 2 inches off my hair total. Again, I might not have touched my longest layer in the back, but I can go in and fix that if I want to. And then, of course, after I style it, that's gonna really give me an idea of what is going on, where I'm at. But I just want to let girls know that if you are afraid to do your own hair, you shouldn't be, because it's fun. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of make a weird little part, and we're gonna see what we got going on here. Okay, so it looks like I might not have taken a lot off my length. You can see the layers in here. I do have some short layers kind of falling right where I wanted them to, which is perfect. If I went shorter, I would get a lot more volume in here, kind of more, again, mullety based on the length of my hair. What I am gonna do now really quick, because I want a little length for volume off the ends, is I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna part it kind of in the middle. I'm gonna pull this hair around to the side. Now the thing with my hair is it's wavy, it's thin, and it weighs down super easily. So I'm really big into texturizing, and I'm really big into like shortening up the length. What I'm gonna do for this length is just kind of go in with these scissors, and we're gonna go in just about 1/2 inch. And we're just gonna texturize in here. So I'm actually cutting about 1 inch off, but it's giving it a very kind of a rough edge, and that's what I want. time I really make myself go to the salon is like when I had pixie cuts. That was something I was not willing to really do at home. But I'm one of those people, like when my hair gets down to like this length, it's been this long, longer than it's ever been this long. So this is when you're probably gonna start seeing me changing my hairstyle quite a bit. Like I'll go from this to maybe a really short cut to, or medium cut to a really short cut, because I get kind of tired with things the way that they are. I'm gonna check for symmetry. That's a little bit shorter. I can clean it up later. So there you have it. Let's take a look at the back and see what's happening. I'll come back and show you it dry. I'm gonna definitely go in with these little guys and lighten up some of this. So if you can see, there's a lot of chunky layers in here, but because they're a little bit longer, I need to thin those out to kind of give it a little lift. But hopefully I'm on camera here. There is that, and my shortest layer is about here, about there. So they're still pretty long. You can take this and you can make it shorter. There's some really, really cute, like shorter haircuts doing this technique that I absolutely adore. And as I play around with it, I might get more daring and just go way shorter. We will see. But hopefully this was helpful. If you've never cut your hair before at home, know that you can do it and it can look super duper cute and nobody will know that you even did it at home. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for the birthday wishes and I'll see you soon. Bye.